What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing our another weekly edition of Prospect Prediction. So once again, we got 3 players that we're going to go through. We got some minor leaguers, major leaguers all around the place. It's always going to be different. And then we recap them on Friday depending on how good they did based off my predictions. So it's a fun way for me to track how my predictions going, sometimes track my investments, stuff like that, and a good way for you guys to become more familiar with some of these prospects, learn more about them, or just watch a fun baseball video and just figure out who the top guys are at the moment. So let's go ahead and hop into this. One more announcement. I am going to be doing a recap for the end of July. It's currently August 1st right now, so within the next few days, I got a recap for all of my predictions for the month of July. Of course, it slowed down a little bit because it was the All-Star week for minor league and major league, and I didn't do it then, but it's still going to be fun. We're going to see how we did, so make sure you do not miss that. So let's go ahead and hop into this. You can see down at the bottom, this was my first guy, Jordan Walker. So you guys may know that I'm a Cardinals fan if you follow my Instagram, and I'm sure you've seen guys on here. I know I've done Nolan Gorman, I've done Jordan Walker now. I might have done a few more, I forget exactly, but honestly, the reason I picked this is not just because I'm a Cardinals fan and I want you guys to buy my favorite guys, but it's because I watch these guys the most. So I'm going to be watching Jordan Walker more than I'm watching someone like Jordan Lawler. So that's just, I get more of a perspective of these guys. I watch them more, I see them a little more, and I have better reasoning. So my reasoning here for investing in this guy is because he has a ton of hype behind him, but it is kind of slow right now for how good he's doing. Every game you can see, get my little mouse, he batted 302, 304, 303, 302. He has 3 at-bats and no hits, 5 at-bats and 2 hits. He has 1 hit every game here. And then recently, on Friday, he had a 2 home run game. And then wait, hold on, I'm missing something here. On July 29th, he had 2 home runs. And then on July 31st, he had 2. So he is killing it right now. He's batting 302, tons of hits, tons of multi-home run games, and he is only in Double-A. So my reasoning for this one is because I guarantee he will get called up to Triple-A very, very soon. He literally just got drafted like last year, I believe, and he's already in Double-A. He's going to go right up to Triple-A. It says his ETA is 2023, which we have Nolan Arenado right now, so we don't really need him. Honestly, we'll probably trade him for Soto or something if the Cardinals make a move on that, but that could happen within the next day. So, depending on who keeps him, this guy's crazy. He's betting 317 right here. That was in 2021, 305 in 2022. The dude is crazy, and he's good at defense too, and he's got a cannon. So, that's Jordan Walker. You can see I'm not just a Cardinals fan with that. I think this kid is a stud. So, we'll move on to our next guy, which is another difficult name, but we have Orelvis Martinez. He is also currently in Double-A, and he is a shortstop and a third baseman, so an infielder for the Double-A Blue Jays system. You can see right here, he struggled at first, but then he got 2 3-hit games and then struggled again. But what I like to see here is that he seems like one of those guys that is like a streaky hitter. So if he gets into a streak, you see he hit 1 home run, the next day he hit 2, and then 2 days later he hit another 2. So I think my reasoning with this one, you can see he's batting 237. I think he's good enough to be consistent, but I think the main thing is by looking at his graphs, he looks like he's streaky, which, if you don't know what I mean by that, it's just my way of saying he gets into the opposite of slumps. So that's pretty easy to understand. But I think since he's doing this, people are going to figure out that this guy is hitting 2 home run games like very occasionally, and that's when his card value is going to rise. So I say get into his cards now and then just see if he can go on a tear and just hit like 2 home runs 1 game, 2 days later hit another 2, stuff like that. That will keep his card value slowly rising. But if he's just consistent and he's just getting 3-hit game, 3-hit game, 1-hit game, basically what I'm saying is I think that he's going to hit a high rise. I'm having a hard time describing this. I think that he's going to hit a very high rise on the graph, like from what we look at with Sports Card Investor, but he's good enough to just be a solid player that will never dip. So that was a real struggle explaining that, but I hope you guys get what I mean there. So this guy is the definition of a quick flip for me. So that's what I mean with the Relvis. You can look at his stats down here again. There's 237, like I showed you, pretty consistent. Slugging a 681. He got one hit by pitch, if you guys need to know that. So so we'll move on to our last guy, but this is a Relvis. I'd say see what cards are there and maybe get some cheap cards for him depending on what's available. All right, so this one is not actually a prospect. He is Michael Baez, and you guys might have heard about this before. I have a Michael Baez card on my Instagram, actually, and this guy was good. You can see in 2022, there's really nothing but 1 win, 1 loss, 3.57 ERA. That doesn't look good, but he just had Tommy John surgery, and you might be saying, well, why are we investing in him if he just had Tommy John? I would say invest in Michael Baez. Let's see what his year, how old he is. Where do I see that? So Michael Baez is 26, so that's a little older than I thought he would be. But still, I think he's one of those guys. He has a good curveball, and he throws pretty hard, too. So I feel like he almost reminds me of Matthew Liberatore on the Cardinals system. And he had a ton of hype. He was like the Mackenzie Gore for the Padres before he got hurt. And then he had to get Tommy John surgery, and he is just now coming back. So he has not really played recently. He did one scoreless no-hit inning for the AAA Padres, I believe. So pretty good, but didn't face a ton of batters. But my reasoning is to invest in this guy. My card, for example, I can show you guys at the end of this. It is a Pop 2 first chrome refractor shimmer out of 99 auto PSA 9, something like that, if you could follow that. And it's at like $20. So if you can pick up just one of this guy's first Bowman color autos for a couple bucks, I mean, you can't really go wrong. Worst thing you have is a $3 card that you end up selling for $1. So I'd say Michael Baez. I feel like he has the potential to come back up and have a few good games, or even just like people start noticing him in AAA. So that's my reasoning with Michael Baez. I think you should check him out at least, see what he has available, and try and get an auto or something for $5. So any of the players that you can get for $5 to $10, you really can't go wrong. So we'll go ahead and hop on Sports Card Investor, and we'll see how it's looking. All right, so looking at Jordan Walker first, this is his first Bowman Chrome, and this is his refractor. You can see there. It's kind of a weird picture for this, but you can look on here. You can see it's up a little bit, and we're going to look at his PSA 10 because for Jordan Walker, I feel like the way to go is his bigger cards. So if we look at his charts, you can see it was at 148 at one point, and it's dipped and then just skyrocketed. So maybe not the best chance to buy. You can get one for 188, and then it's way too much over here. But I don't think it would be a bad idea, even though it's up, to try and get one of these for 188, 190, something like that. Because as soon as he gets called up, it would easily go up to 200, I think. I think when players get called up, they seem to rise like crazy. I would not be surprised if it's a $300 card. So if you are able to, I would say pick one of these up for 180, possibly maybe get a lower offer or something. And I mean, maybe even if the Cardinals trade for Soto or something, then his value goes up from that. Or maybe the Nationals want him in their AAA, and this can be a 2-day, I don't know, it could be a 2-day flip. If he gets traded to the Nationals by the end of the deadline and the Nationals want him in AAA, that could rise his value because the Cardinals have him in AA. So that's what I think with Jordan Walker. You can look right here are his recent sales, 180, 173, 165, 84, all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and hop on to our next guy. Okay, so for Relvis Martinez, we're going to take a look at his first Bowman Chrome auto. So for this, you can look at the PSA 10. Recent sales have been 275, 285, 305. I don't really like that because he's not a huge hyped guy. I know he's a pretty high-rated prospect, but you can see right here, it doesn't really rise a lot anyway. So I don't like taking risks for the guys that rise 275. I know it'd be less of a drop as quick, but I don't think it would rise very much. So I'd like to look at the raw and the SGC 10. SGC 10 is crazy. It's only 159.99 for the 10 and 9 point, or the 10 auto 9.5, I believe. And the raw is 110. So I'd take a risk on 110 possibly for this guy, but no more than that. I honestly don't know if I'd do 80. It hasn't rose very much, but you can see it dipped down to 79 and now it's going back up. So I would not mind for my personal self taking a risk at the 110 or anywhere between 75 and 100 for this, but I don't think it's gonna drop crazy low, but I also don't think it's gonna rise crazy quick unless he goes on a crazy tear like I was talking about. So that is Rovis Martinez. Okay, guys, so for our last part here, we have Michael Baez. Of course, he does not have any cards on the Sports Card Investor app, which makes sense since he's been hurt. But basically, just what I want to show you guys. This one today, or yesterday, actually sold for 99 cents. It's a Chrome rookie card. This one is very similar to what I have the PSA 9 version of, and it sold for 234. All kinds of stuff down here. There's another Chrome that went for 199. But just look at this. When this card goes for 234, you can't go wrong with that. There's no possible way of losing. So if you can get this card, maybe even get 10 of them for $2 each, that's just, there's no risk at all. And usually I like to get into the bigger guys that are riskier, like the Nolan Gorman card I got into, which is currently losing very badly. But just, you can't go wrong with this. You really can't go wrong with a $2.30 card for anything. Also, this one is the Sapphire First Chrome Auto. So that's basically it for what I got today. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the rest. I appreciate you guys checking it out. As always, make sure to check out my Instagram for doing trades, all that kind of stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to stay tuned for the July recap, and that will be some fun to do. So I'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching.